Good day and welcome back to the Farm Cook Kitchen. Today we're making breakfast and we're solving a little bit of a problem. Well, at least for some people. I get questions about, Farm Cook, what do you do with all the food that's left over after you cook a lot? And my solution to that problem is make some eggs. Welcome back to the Farm Cook channel. This is the place where you get to eat well, have fun, and hopefully learn lots, especially about low carb and keto cooking. So now, let's get ready and make some dinner. All right, so we're back in the Farm Cook kitchen, and today we're going to be just making a quick breakfast, just some basic scrambled eggs with some gouda and some leftover filet. One of the questions that I've gotten from friends, from family, from folks seeing the channel is, gosh, it looks like you make a lot of food when you're cooking. What do you do with all the leftovers? And golly, I think of that as sort of just, this is a treasure that's available for later on, so you don't have to cook every single day. This is sort of a practice that I had gotten into when I was busy working and trying to feed myself and the family. I would batch cook, and so I've sort of maintained that even in retirement. So, as an example, my mom was in town visiting last week, had an opportunity to enjoy some sous vide cooked filet. My mom was a big fan of filet, so had some leftovers, and that's what's going into the eggs. This is beautifully cooked and very, very tasty filet mignon that was just the regular Costco stuff. It wasn't anything spectacular, but it was very, very tasty. So how are we going to deal with the leftover problem? This is one way. Make it into eggs. So I've got a pan, a nonstick pan with a little bit of bacon fat left over. And what do I have prepared? I've got a couple of ounces of gouda, just diced up fine. Got a couple ounces of the leftover filet, diced up nicely. I'm not going to heat the filet. I'm not going to get it up to temperature and then add it. I'm going to add it to the eggs, and that's all the heat that's going to be there because I like the doneness of the filet as it is. Oh, and to make sure that we're getting a little bit extra fat, this is a shallot aioli that I made up a couple of days ago. So I've only got a couple of eggs. It's just me. Nobody else is up and moving in the house yet. A couple of eggs. These happen to be extra large eggs, so I'm just using 2. Added a little bit of salt already, and now I'm going to add a little bit of complete seasoning. Just a little sprinkle, just to add a little bit of seasoning. They're eggs. They don't need much. Bacon grease is melted. Just getting it scattered around the pan. Turn down the heat a little bit. And I did add a little bit of salt to the eggs after I first cracked them and started mixing them to try and help get them a little bit more floofy. Chef Andrew Gruel on X and on other social media platforms is the one that suggested salting the eggs, just adding a little bit of salt as you're whipping them up, letting them sit for about 10 minutes, and that's supposed to relax the protein fibers in the eggs. So the pan is nice and hot. All we're going to do is drop it in. Mix it around, take it off the heat, add in the cheese so it has a chance to get melty. And then add in the protein. I'm just moving things around so nothing sticks. Don't want the pan to get too hot. We don't want brown spots. Don't want the eggs to get much color at all. We just want an opportunity for things to heat through. And just bring everything up to temperature. And And I'm not somebody that likes super runny eggs. I like them a little bit in between runny and firm. So these guys are almost done. By the way, I'm just using Gouda because that's what I had open. I am a practical guy. So, just a couple of minutes. Got your eggs. I'm going to add a little bit of this aioli. It's basically just like a shallot mayonnaise. This is what you get. You could add hot sauce. You could do whatever you like. I just happen to have this stuff available, and since I'm following a keto kind of a thing, a little extra fat, not a bad thing. Extra flavor, always a good thing. What do you think? Wow. Very, very tasty. The that shallot aioli, man, is that good. And it's just a basic aioli recipe that you can find online for like a garlic aioli. Just sub out the garlic and sub in the shallot. It's a little bit different flavor. Man, look at that. The steak is still, it's warm, but it's not heated up to the point where it changes it from, say, a rare to a well done. So, if you happen to be doing any sort of cooking of a protein for your family or for yourself, make a slightly larger batch and have the leftovers available for things like steak and eggs. Man, is this good. Give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Thanks.